When it comes to tools, chainsaws are one of my favorites. And when it comes to chainsaws, top-handled chainsaws have become a favorite of mine in recent years. They've got the power now to do some fairly decent sized cuts. You can use them one-handed, not that you meant to, and they're a bit lighter, just a bit easier to manage than rear-handled chainsaws. And so today we are looking at the Milwaukee 14-inch top-handle M18 fuel chainsaw. Battery chainsaws have come a long way in recent years. A 14-inch chainsaw running on batteries, top handle. I mean, we're living in a golden age, people. Anyway, as you can see, I have this one loaded up with a 6 amp hour battery. It's freshly charged, ready to go. But before we do anything, I'll just show you a few things about the tool. It is, of course, having a brake on the front. I don't know why I did that in a German accent. We've got a side handle, a bit plasticky. The whole thing is very, very plastic, apart from the bucking spikes, which thankfully are metal. Plenty of room for your hand. If you've got gloves on, plenty of space there, which is nice. You've got a fair bit of room here too, which is good. I'm not a fan of the trigger at the moment, so to start it up, you've got to push that down with your hand, pull the trigger. And of course, make sure your brake is in the right position. If you ever pick it up and you think, oh, why is it going? Battery's got plenty of life, why aren't we going? It's because you haven't got that in the right position. This is anti-kickback, in case you don't know. So if you've got your hand there, the thing kicks up, should hit your hand will knock that forward, the brake will come on, and your chain will stop immediately. Let's just see what it sounds like, even though I haven't put any oil in it yet. But let's click that back, give her a couple of pulses. That sounds pretty grunty for a battery chainsaw. Now she's coming in at 104 decibels, so pretty noisy. And model-wise, it is the M18 FTC HS14 in this part of the world, or if you're in the States, the number will be up here in the top corner. Weight-wise, with this battery, it's starting to get a little heavy, but fairly comfortable still in one hand. If you are a big burly bloke, it won't be a problem at all. The tool comes with a small bottle of oil. It also comes with tools for getting this undone, so you can maintain your tool and of course tension your chain. Someone will have a go at me now, how about I put that back down so you don't say, oh, you should have taken the battery off. We'll maybe have a look at that later in the video once we've got it dirty. But now I guess we'll fill her up with oil, which we've got the cap for here. The scrunch here is kept on the bottom of the tool, as you can see, onboard storage there for that, to adjust your nut and your tensioning there. Right, let's do it. Let's go find something to chop up. Right, we'll just test the brake. Finger's still on the trigger, tool has stopped. Pull it back. Have to take your finger off the trigger. Stops pretty damn quick. Let's go. Okay, I'm going to try and stall it. I'm just going to try and cut as fast as I can, basically. Let's go. Okay. So you can stall it, but that took quite a bit. You know, that was really just jamming it in pretty fast. Take a tiny bit of pressure off and it cut no problem at all. It's got a lot of torque. Okay, what else? One thing I'm liking about this, let me just check. Yep, all good. I've had this for over a month now and it doesn't leak oil. So many chainsaws tend to leak oil, including other ones that I have by this particular brand, but this one doesn't leave any marks, so that's nice. Let's look at another couple of features. You'll notice on the blade guard here we have a loop and a loop, and you can actually hang the thing and pick it up by the loop, but as you can see, only just, so I wouldn't recommend hanging it up by that, but you could put a strap on there and maybe hang it, although it is still going to want to hang that way. If we take the cover off, we'll have a look under here and I'll show you how to tension it if you are new to the world of chainsaws. So scrunch on the bottom here, not quite a screwdriver, not quite a wrench. What is it? It's a scrunch. So you loosen this to tighten your chain. Oh geez, who did that up? She's tight, boy. Crikey. So loosen that off. Once you've loosened it, you can adjust your chain here. So we're starting to get a bit floppy on it. So give her a bit of a tweak there. As you can see, tightening up a little bit more, and it's getting tighter and tighter. I like to run it a bit more than that. About there. You don't want it so that these pop right out, so maybe a little bit more even. But anyway, we'll just have a quick look inside as well. So you will need to remove this cover from time to time to clean in here, or if your chain pops off, as you can see, needs a good clean out. Pretty grubby. You want all that in there to get good efficient cuts, because that all clogs up with shit. Your chain doesn't have the same speed, it will bog down much easier. I'll zoom in here and you can take out of it what you want. Plastic, metal, 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 metal obviously, aluminium. Is it aluminium? I think it's an aluminium stop there for your chain. That's there on the bottom just in case your chain comes off, so that it will come down and it'll hit that instead of swinging back further, hitting your leg and stuff, and it stops it, helps stop it from popping off there. Pretty simple design there for the cover, just with that nut on it. It's not a captive nut though, unfortunately. I do like a captive nut, meaning that it stays on this so that you don't end up losing it, dropping it somewhere. But I also don't like the ones that are like really easy that you just undo by hand, because yeah, not quite as reliable as just a good old-fashioned nut. Does need a bit of a clean though. I'll do that once the video's finished. Right now though, I think I'm just going to go do a few more cuts and then we'll wrap this thing up. The slab of macrocarpa here has been seasoning for about 18 months, so it's hard. It's not fresh, soft wood. Chainsaws don't like hard wood. They much prefer going through softer stuff. The fresher the wood, the easier a chainsaw cuts. So let's see how it goes with this. And as you can see, this is pretty big for this size saw, but we'll see how we go. Let's do it. piece of cake and smells amazing. So my wife has just seen this offcut, and now she wants her own macrocarpa cookie. In this part of the world it will of course be called a macrocarpa biscuit. So let's have another crack, eh? Let's go about there. No sweat at all. Nice big chunks like this is what you want when you're using a chainsaw. If you're getting fine dust, then you need to sharpen your chain. Now, rip cuts are much harder for chainsaws than most other saws, but let's have a bit of a crack. Bit of a strain, but she did the job. Problem with doing rip cuts, you get much bigger chunks. As you can see, she's well caked in there, so I'm surprised that chain was actually cutting as well as it was. It's not a bad little saw. So, is it any good? Well, you saw it go through that macrocarpa no problem, and it's dry, hard stuff, so I was pretty impressed with that. And what you saw me cut used 1 bar on a 6 amp hour high output. High output batteries are the way to go with this thing. Sucks through the juice, needs the power as well, so the higher output the battery, the better. So the 6, the 12, the 8, any of the high output ones, which of course have high output written on them. It struggled a bit on the rip cuts, but that's to be expected. A lot of petrol saws would have bogged down and stalled during that same test as well. So pretty impressed, pretty impressed. This has slowly become my go-to chainsaw. It's got that good balance of power, size, good sized chain, not too big, not too small, easy to just lug around, easy to throw in the back of your truck. Just a good sized saw with good power, good torque. And it doesn't leak oil, you know? What more could you want? And of course, being battery, no fumes, no spilling petrol over yourself, no having to drive home stinking at the end of the day. Just make sure you remember to bring plenty of batteries if you're going out for a day of work. So yeah, I'm well impressed. Cheers Milwaukee for sending this to me. This is the M18 FTCHS14. If you're in the States, it's the... And it is a good little chainsaw. As well as being capable of the bigger tasks, it's also a good size for around the house. Pair it up with one of these and you've got a great day of pruning ahead of you. Use this for the big stuff, this for the small stuff. Good little combo, these two tools. Review of that coming soon, as well as the review of this. So if you haven't already subscribed, make sure you do that so you don't miss out, and I'll see you all on another one soon. Cheers guys.